game number 1 in the land of Dawn. Geek Fam versus Alter Ego. But I want to talk a little bit more here on that pickup. Sure, we mentioned that for Geek Fam, it really does seem like they want to just shut Boy down in the jungle. The thing is, I think Alter Ego knows that, and I think that's why they picked this Lancelot on Boy. They picked up a very high mobility hero in that jungle to provide more space as a distraction for Nino to farm and win that lane. Meanwhile, here on the top side, Leo Murphy jumping in with the Jikundo, finding Maloyski, and that Leo Murphy aggression already shining. Han comes in with the cable, dealing out some damage onto Leo Murphy. Udil still able to dish out some damage. Leo canceling out that recall, but we will have a pause early on. You're going guns blazing.
Yeah, I think what you said might be true. Maybe it is Alter Ego Esports being able to expect that they want to hinder Boy from farming. And you can see that the way that Alter Ego Esports responded to it was quite quick, right? The Baxia instantly rotated towards the bottom side because they could see that Beloyski was trying to give Boy a hard time in that jungle.
Yep, I mean, both teams are trying to push the aggression, and honestly, Alter Ego, they seem to have a bit more of a plan lined up because yes, the Thamus can be aggressive. We saw that the Thamus was actually going into the jungle, right, pressuring Boy even more, but Pi on the Baxia, this is as, if not more oppressive than the Thamus in a way, right? It's a lot more mobile, it's just tanky, it's in your face again and again. So Alter Ego has a chance here. I think at level 4, they're going to try and attempt to do something big, right? That in signature Alter Ego style, with the kind of heroes they have right now, with the combos they have available, I think they have a lot more teamfight potential, although Geek Fam with that Franco maybe can have an edge when they go for those pickoffs.
I have a question though, Arashi. When we talk about Irithel versus Beatrix, how do they differ in terms of power spikes, and how long does each team need to be able to unload the max from both these types of gold laners?
I feel like Beatrix is a lot more solid overall. Like, you can have a strong laning phase, you can have a strong mid game as well as a strong late game. Although for Irithel, it's a bit more streamlined in a sense that you're not really that strong in the early game, but once you get towards you have an okay mid game, but once you get to that late game, that is where your damage just spikes up. And I think Irithel wins in those all-ins just due to the nature of the ultimate, right? If there's a big all-in and Nino can't use the ultimates properly, I think there's a chance that some outplays can happen. Although Kadera is on the sprint, so it's not the Inspire that some players out to go for.
Hans jumping in, doesn't have the cutthroat yet. Leo Murphy already dashing out with the flicker as well. Chadera with a sprint, chasing him down, but it is going to be Boy who uses that Thorn Rose to dodge away from the Iron Hook. He goes back in with a puncture, no flicker on Beloyski. Nino collapses with Udil, and that's first blood presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A series. They're not stopping there though. Chadera has no flicker, has no sprint. Nino with Boy picks up another, and it's a 2-0 start for Alter Ego.
As of right now, it does seem like Geek Fam is being punished for how aggressively they like to play in that early game, like we saw in yesterday's game. But now I think Alter Ego Esports has had a read on that, and they're able to respond it accordingly as well. Yesterday was Geek Fam usually with the first blood, but now Alter Ego Esports, they're actually re-punishing Geek Fam for it.
I mean, you want to match Alter Ego in early game gameplay? Alter Ego is infamous for trying to pull off those crazy plays, and we just saw that, right? Leo Murray was very, very low, and he was barely able to escape, and that just baits members of Geek Fam into the side of Alter Ego, and now they have pressure on the turtle. They will secure that, and then look to continue pressuring.
Again, that's another turtle. I mean, that's a first turtle, but that's another objective that Alter Ego can pick up for free, presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A series, all based on the setup. As you can see here, we are going to take a look at the emblems before we dissect the game a little bit further here, Arashi.
Well, always notable, but Boy has that lettuce emblem, the Demon Slayer, whereas for Hans, he opts for a more aggressive option. So he does want to make sure that he gets an edge in those early game fights, and picking up early game fights, that it will be a pickup for Hans.
Way too aggressive. This is where Boy and Alter Ego, characteristically, they have made these kind of mistakes before in the past, where you get too comfortable with a slight gold lead and they throw it in the 4th, 5th minute of the game. Alter Ego are really good at setting up, but sometimes they get very overzealous. Boy, clutch movement there, able to dodge away from the Iron Hook. goes in for some damage. Udo follows it up, but there's not going to be a fight here just yet. Udo taking low, cutthroat not available just yet as Hans is there, but Nino on the back dealing damage. Also Chadera almost getting a solo kill. That's the way the Dragon bringing Hans back, and Hans taken down by Udil. Perfect lockdown by Alter Ego.
It looked like a little misplay by Hans. Obviously, it's very difficult to go in for a 1v3, especially knowing that Leo Murphy still has his ultimate. But now, as you can see here, Beloyski once again is trying to hinder the movements. He might get punished once again, though, but I think Alter Ego Esports, they've started to learn from their past mistakes, and they're going to go for the objectives instead.
Absolutely, they make a play for the turret, they pick it up, and Alter Ego, man, their early game weaving, right? They go in and out of danger again and again, and they just barely pull it off. It's something that they're just used to, right? It's almost like game sense. It's not just calculations. They just adapt on the fly, it seems, and they come out on top. And this is something that GEEK is struggling to match.
Yeah, it does seem like now 8 seconds are left until that neutral objective turtle is going to spawn. So we can already see a setup here coming in from Alter Ego Esports. And this is quite uncharacteristic of GEEK Fam. Usually they're the first ones to be able to set up, but unfortunately, with how they've been missing out on those objectives, on those pickoffs, it's going to be Alter Ego Esports once again with the second turtle presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A series.
Oh, they convert on the mid lane as well. This is a beautiful style of play. They know, Alter Ego, that they have a Beatrix, a hero that can take down turrets and neutral objectives so fast with the Wesker, and they utilize it to its utmost potential. As a Beatrix player myself, I don't usually do this, but when I'm in a 5-man team, full communication, that's what you need to do. Even in the jungle, Celibo is actually able to out-clear and out-farm Hans. So we also have a fun fact, speaking of Hans there, fun fact by Grab, Arashi.
Yeah, the fun fact by Grab was the fact that every time that GEEK Fam and Alter Ego has met in the past, they were never able to win a single game against Alter Ego Esports. So this is going to be something of a challenge for GEEK Fam, and especially on Beloyski, especially because he is a new member. But talking about Beloyski here, he does seem like he's trying his best to defend Hans here.
Absolutely, man. Hans needs a lot of support right now. He is falling up behind just slightly, but Celiboy, with any kind of small edge, he will just take that and actually use it against you really efficiently. He is 2 levels ahead, and he is not letting up, man. With the help of Leo Murphy and Udio, with the pressure they have in the lane, they go for the purple buff again.
Notice how they're always grouping up. Beloyski is going to get kicked back to his team there. That's going to be Celiboy who picks up the purple buff. Just nothing going in the right way for GEEK Fam. Alter Ego, 2 steps ahead of every single movement that GEEK Fam has on the map. And even here, they go for a dive on the Chadera. Shielding not connecting just yet, but it's all just the zone to set up the turret hit. Meanwhile, Hans jumping in with Cable's Dual World Revelation, locking him down, but it's going to be Udil there, ready to just heal for his team. Hans, though, taken down. He's waiting for Nino. Celiboy jumps in, dive onto that back line. Luke, with a vengeance, is able to survive for a little bit longer, but Udil comes into play. Pi taking low, that's the Thorn Rose, and Udil still kicking up the kill. Safety for Pi as he gets out with 1 HP.
Yeah, 2-for-1 trade here for the side of Alter Ego Esports as they were forced to lose Nino in that process. So what we can see and analyze from Alter Ego Esports right now is the fact that they've started to read on what made GEEK Fam so strong yesterday. They understand that a lot of their movements center around Beloyski, and without Beloyski in the fray of it all, GEEK Fam starts to lose their purpose, and it's very difficult for them to actually win a team fight or even a skirmish at this stage.
And if you look at the members of Alter Ego, right? Every single hero they have is absolutely mobile. So if anyone gets hooked by Beloyski, everyone is right there to just jump in with you and then bring the fight towards the team of GEEK Fam. So they don't have the same kind of pick-up potential that GEEK Fam has against Araku yesterday, as Celiboy with the Thorn Rose just dodges away from the Iron Hook. That is why it's so difficult for Beloyski right now. The outplay potential from the members of Alter Ego is a bit too much for him to deal with alone.
Oh man, that reaction time, it was definitely dual action. He's probably on using the new axe effect, upgraded dual action, Dio body spray. The better you smell, the better you play. Meanwhile, down below, Nino taking the turret.
That's the thing, though. I mean, they're putting so much emphasis on Beloyski right now. They're starting to forget about Kadera. Kadera also needs to be punished because we saw yesterday, if you leave Kadera alone, he is going to be able to at least level out that farming against the opposing road laner and therefore have such a huge impact. And that's scary, especially that he's on a hero like Iritel, who once she gets her power spikes, she can dismantle an entire 5-team member.
Exactly, but that will depend if Alter Ego can't catch Kadira in those late game fights, and so far it seems like Alter Ego will have no issue at all. Kadira right now is only one level, it's 2 levels behind Nino actually, so it's still all according to plan. Looking at the items for these 2 laners as well, Nino is completely ahead with the 3 kills. He has the Blood of Heptasis as well as the Blade of Despair, but whoa, there you go!
Yeah, Beloyski finally connecting on that Iron Hook, bringing Pi back, but it is still a turret that goes down for Alter Ego. Notice though how Geek Fam are playing. Eterna, Arashi, this is a very different Geek Fam even here. While they are behind, while they haven't been able to find any good team fights, they're trading. Very different from last season where they usually just look for clashes all around to make a comeback into the game. They're playing it chill, they're turtling in their base, and they are minimalizing their losses.
It's typical Han Season 10, because yesterday when he was using the Karina, he did the same thing. But the problem is when he was on the Karina, you can tell that the mobility isn't as high as like the Fanny. So he got caught out quite a lot because of that, and now Alter Ego Esports has actually secured that Lord and is going for more.
I think it's very smart from GEEK Fam to play defensively near their base, because the issue was what? If Beloyski hooks someone, everyone jumps in at you, right? But if he stays in the base, right? When you pull someone into your own base, they can't follow up that easily.
Yeah, again, look at the mirroring that they're doing, right, Arashi? They give up the Lord. They give up 3 turtles, in fact. They've been giving up every single objective. And it's fine, because they are looking for the trades.
Yeah.
Alter Ego and Geek Fam, wait, this crazy rotation by Beloyski might have worked out. He goes for the hook, and he finds it. Man, Beloyski with the play, but Sunnyboy now trying to escape. That was the mirror play. That's why you should just let these objectives go. Play for the other things on the map. And real-world inflation into that mid lane to clear it out. Nino missing that render shot. Pi taken low, maybe taken down here. As that immobility will seal the deal. Elzura finding a kill, almost equalizing the scoreboard. But Beloyski, he's hungry for more. He wants more. He has the flicker in 3 seconds. He's gonna go for the hook, but he's gonna get kited back. Remember, the way to play. Passion all the way, and that's a triple kill from Nito, presented by the Samsung Galaxy A series. A beautiful recover from a play that was initiated by Geek Fam.
We talked about this. We talked about how this patch is accentuating Leo Murphy's playstyle, and we see that come to life. They're able to get a turret on the bottom side, and you could see that Hans was trying to do those trades, trying to get that tower on the top side, but unfortunately, Sellyboy was up as soon as that was possible, and therefore negated Geek Fam's initial strategy.
Wow, Alter Ego was at a member deficit, but they make the plays happen, man. The combo, the engage from Leo Murphy into the perfect reverse passion from Nino, man. It's just so good. At every moment, you can't count Alter Ego out. They can be a member down, they can be behind, but somehow, some way, they just make the plays happen. They have that X factor, and that is what makes Alter Ego so exciting to watch.
Man, the crowd went wild before. It's insane. You can feel the energy coming in from the crowd right now. But yeah, I completely agree with you right now. So the question is, what can Geek Fam do? They tried the split pushing. It has not worked because Alter Ego Esports, they're being able to adapt to everything that Geek Fam is trying to throw at them. Sure, once was possible. The second time, third time, it's starting to seem like Geek Fam, they're running out of ideas here.
Yeah, well, Geek Fam have actually broken a record for Season 10 already. The longest game was yesterday up against RRQ at 26 minutes and 40 seconds. Meanwhile, in Season 9, it was Rebellion against RRQ, which was the longest match. But back again onto the point, I actually have a different opinion. I feel like the trades that Geek Fam have been going for have worked out. Take a look at the turrets. 7 turrets to Alter Ego. If Geek Fam just kept staying in their base, if they didn't go for the trades, if they kept on going for the contest on the initial objectives, it wouldn't be 4 turrets to Geek Fam. Because of that, they're able to narrow down the gold lead just by a bit, even though now it's still heavily in favor of Alter Ego.
And keep in mind, earlier we saw that the trap set up by Geek Fam, right? They send someone to push the lane, and when Celebrate comes in to try and clear out that lane, Beloyski as well as Kadira was waiting in the push, so they were able to actually outsmart Alter Ego, but then afterwards, Alter Ego were just like able to brute force a fight away from them. So now, they just have to try and play it a bit smarter and make sure that they respect the potential.
Oh man, Hans gonna get kicked down. By the way, the Dragon, there's actually a misplay there, as Hans will be able to get out. Real world manipulation dealing a lot of damage to that backline, running away. Bloody Hunt, but look at Nino! Oh my goodness! One shot, Kadira, and Luke with Vengeance doesn't get out of that choke point. It's still Alter Ego with a better trade, 2 for 1.
Again, Alter Ego Esports winning it out, but I gotta say, initially it looked like it would belong to GEEK Fam because of the real-world manipulation that came into clutch, punishing the fact that Alter Ego Esports likes to go for those very aggressive type of plays that can be inhibited and punished by the real-world manipulation by Yeef. The problem is, Leo Murphy goes in for crazy plays, and once again, Nino on the Beatrix can just have so much pressure as well as so much dominance with that snipe, knowing just who to target lock, and unfortunately it was Kadera being the brunt of it all.
The Lord now will be cleared by GEEK Fam, but Alter Ego ain't done yet. To try and get that mid turret, because Nino has so much range to play around with. Look at that one shot, and Luke is half HP. What is going on as the Rotor Collision is popped up?
Oh, Hans going in so close to take Nino down, but Leo Murphy provides excellent peel with the way the Dragon, able to kick Hans back. No more follow-up, but a great defense once again by GEEK Fam. Again, we've been talking a whole lot about GEEK Fam's progression in MPL itself, but if you take a look at the gold, by UBS Gold, it's a very different Alter Ego as well. Usually Alter Ego, they make a lot of mistakes when we get into that late stage of the game. This time, they're so calm. Even when GEEK Fam are able to take trades off the map, even when they pick off Selly Boy, they can always recover now.
Exactly. At every point, you kind of get the idea that they're kind of like okay with it. It's within their expectations. As Pelosi gets chunked out, they're just zoning the members of GEEK Fam away, trying to push them back into the base. They don't do anything right now. They can just deny the farm coming in from the jungle side and just clear everything and starve GEEK Fam. GEEK Fam will be the ones to be forced to make something happen, and that will be when they make a mistake, right? When they're trying to force a fight.
Yeah, but it does seem like the real-time win probability is going to be 66%!
Oh my god, Leo Murphy finds another way. The Dragon onto one member there. Who's Pelosi, who got hooked into the base. But look at this, Luke. Actually, he's going to be taken down there. Tadera is full HP with Elzura. There's a lot of damage output still from GEEK Fam. A lot of high ground clear as well. Alter Ego with low HP. They need to be very careful. Selly Boy already diving into the back lines there with a Thorn Rose. Elimination from Tadera will be able to bring him back to safety. Udil and Nino look at the game. Renner shot. Tadera, oh my god, instantly deleted. Game number 1 secured by Alter Ego. Clinical game.
Wow. That last team fight was insane. I mean, Alter